Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hello, it's Brook, your old buddy from Cedar Rapids, where there's nothing to do but play guitar. So, I just put a video up about the B monster chord. Its evil twin is the F monster chord, so maybe we'll have some fun working on that F chord. Well, if you're having trouble with F, don't worry, we'll get you through this. We'll work together. All right, so like let's say you're gonna jam with somebody, or you're at a band practice or an audition, or you see a symbol for an F chord. Don't panic. Number one thing you want to do is hit the root note. So forgive me, but what's the root note of an F chord? No, it's not B. Okay. It's F, right? Okay, just kidding. So the F I recommend is the low bass note right here. 6th string, 1st fret. That's low. This is high. This is really high. That's more of a treble note. We want the bass note. All right. That's one thing you can start with is the F root. We're going to do a whole bunch of fun stuff here, but before I do anything, let's say somebody wants to learn a song and they have me look it up and it's an artist I've never heard of. I listen and I hear, the resonance of the bass note. And if it's an F chord, I was walking down the alley last summer and I remember this clearly, and I saw one of my neighbors with their garage door open and they were working on something. There's an older guy like my age, gray-haired, bald guy. And he's listening to this song that was like, no, it was more like, only it was electronic music, and it was like a girl singing, kind of like a little baby girl voice. And I'm like, dude, why are you out in your garage jamming to this? I was kind of offended. It's like, really? That's what you're out in your garage rocking out to? Anyhow, I can't judge, but I could clearly hear that was an F chord. I remember that sound. I'm saying, just like your eyes can recognize a color, your ears can recognize a pitch. So that's where it all starts for me, is hear that bass note. I think I already said that. All right, let's do like a power chord, F power chord. That's a root and a fifth, a F and a C. That may seem too simple. I have a suspicion that guitar teachers will show you that and move on and assume everybody's got that memorized, but really you don't. So, I think if I ask a lot of my students, hey, show me a F5, they just look at me like, is that a tornado? No. It's a chord. And you can play it here, 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 or here, or here. And a whole bunch of other places. So you have to know that fast. You can't just like, what? No, you got to be kind of quick with this stuff. So if you're not there yet, just keep working. So let's say you play that root and that fifth, which is a big stretch that way, right? Root and fifth. Take a break, rest your hand, and come back and hit it again. Not too long of a break, a short break. I'm mean, aren't I? All right, let's bring in the pinky to the 4th string, 3rd fret. That's another F note. So if you can do that, you're doing pretty good. You got most of the big, bad, tough, horrible F chord under control. If you can play F, C, F right there. You're hitting 3 strings. F, C, F. The thing we're missing is the major third. We've got a root and a fifth and an octave of the root. So it's a 1, 5, and a 1. To bring in the third, you're going to bring in your middle finger on the 3rd string 2nd fret. Let's just isolate that note. Forget about the other notes. Man, all my cables are shorting out. Garbage. All right, got that? That's your 3rd interval. So remember that. The 3rd of F is A. Ah, that's a good singing note. Ah. So you got root, 5th, root, 3rd. Think of them individually. Now put them all together. Now, something interesting. I got kind of forceful there. I kind of squeezed the guitar, and it did go out of tune. I bent the neck. I choked out the sound. I'm going to try that again. I'm going to try it. Plus, I got a crappy cable and jack. So don't squeeze it too hard. I'm going to do it lighter. Now I'm going to squeeze hard. Sounds lousy. Probably the cable. Alright. Fun. So are you getting them all together? Take a break if your hand's getting sore. So let's remember that, and let's do this a little differently. Let's do a F major 7. We're going to come back to what we did. F major 7 is 4th string, 3rd fret F with your ring finger, 3rd string with your middle finger at the 2nd fret A. That's a root to a 3rd. Then your index finger on 2nd string, 1st fret. That's a root 3rd 5th. So really that's all you need. If you can just stop now if you want to just call that an F, that's plenty good. Yeah, I just tuned this thing. It sounds horrible. So that, again, that's F, A, C, root 3rd 5th. It's a nice shape. Ring, middle, index. If you include the 1st string open, that's a major 7th. So that makes F major 7. You can substitute that for an F. So if you have a song you want to learn, it's got an F chord, just play F major 7. It's pretty darn close. Cool. So remember that. F major 7 and that first F we did. We'll put all this together eventually. So any one of these can work for an F chord. Let's do a 3rd way where we're going to take our index finger and lay it flat on the 1st and 2nd string at the 1st fret. Lay it flat, really flat, flat. Gives you that Chuck Berry. Index finger, just pinch it on those 2 strings. So if you need an F chord, that could even get you through. It's really an F5, a root, and a 5th. So remember that. Now let's bring in middle finger, 3rd string, 2nd fret, A. I can't win here. I'm going to stay with it though. Alright, so that's A, C, and F. A 3rd, 5th, and a root. That could be a complete F chord. Nice shape. All right, if we put all that together, you're going to have your big, fat, nasty F chord. So to do that, you got to think of your hand like a capo. Or is it capo? I call it a capo. You're going to pinch with your index and thumb. Your index has to be really straight, not bent. If you've watched my channel before, you've heard this whole thing before, but I've had students for years come in, okay, dude, you got to lay your finger flat. And they're like, and their finger's way curled. I'm like, I'm seeing it curved. And they're like, I think it's flat, And I'm just like, that's curved. Flat is like that. It's got to be just like that, the nut and the fret, parallel with the fret, super flat and straight. Okay, so you can rest if you want to, but just remember, if you're sitting on your couch practicing guitar, just get used to that bar chord stuff, man. You're going to need that. From there, notice that there's a space in here. See the space? Make a space there. You don't want to jam it way up close. Keep it to where your index is not going over the edge, but just centered on there, kind of nice. All right. If you're cramping up, take a little break, but just remember this and come back to it. Then you're going to come in with middle ring pinky and form what looks exactly like an E chord here, only one fret higher. Exactly the same shape as an E chord. That's middle ring pinky. Middle will be on the A, ring on the C, pinky on the F. And that's all you got to do. And press down and you got it. Yay. That's F. The nasty bugger. Remember, okay, if you're investing this much time, there's a payoff. That is also a G or an A, B, C, D, E, F, and all the sharps and flats between those chords also. Yeah, and man, that's kind of number one shape for rock and roll and blues and punk rock, heavy metal, whatever, pop. I don't know what you guys are into, but that's number one. No matter what you're into, that's your shape. So you can call it an E shape or an F shape. But from that shape, you've got your first two strings, kind of a Chuck Berry thing. Add the third string is a little more melodic because you've got the third. You can do the second and third string. You can do third and second string, or third and fourth string. You can do, third and fourth string. You can do fourth and fifth string. And you can do sixth and fifth string. Any group of two notes, 3, 4, 5, or 6, you're going to pretty much have an F chord there. You can strum down or up, or you can finger pick it or pick it with your pick. Plus, remember, it multiplies. F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F. And those notes, knowing that quickly, being able to find those, you're going to be able to grab anything you need for any key. Pretty much, and that's a basis. We'll turn those into sevenths and minors, minor sevenths, major sevenths, starting with these shapes. So this is kind of like step one of really getting up the neck and understanding how stuff works. All right, so hopefully that wasn't too hard. That's F. Start with a root. And build your shape and pick out some sounds, and hopefully your neighbors won't be playing. it's okay if they like that, but you know, whatever. I don't care. Just as long as you're having fun, I don't care. Cool. Well, thanks a lot for watching. If you can subscribe, that helps me a whole bunch. So just keep rocking, and I'll see you soon. And we do chords on Mondays on my channel. All right. See you later.